I don't know how to interpret it. I took the scan back to Dr. Karahang and said, I can see the report says you have some shrapnels in your head, but I'm going to send you to a specialist called Dr. Chiriabwire. He's a brain surgeon. He would interpret this. So I called Dr. Chiriabwire. He gave me an appointment. He looked through it, said, at this point, some of those shrapnels are too close to your skull. It would be dangerous to operate, and the body has a way of rejecting foreign objects. Some of those shrapnels will move with time, and they might come out on their own, or you might need an operation. But for now, I don't advise that you do it because it's a bit risky.
For someone to have a particle in their scalp for the rest of their life, or for as long as years can go on, is not okay.
He said avoid loud sounds, stay away from the sun. I was like, okay, Uganda, we are blessed with sunshine. How am I going to stay away from the sun?
Obwongo bwange bwamala essaawa zaabwe ennungi eziwere 15 nga buli bweru nga buli open. Naye ate nensobola okumatta surviving n'empona. Wali mukuntwala mu theatre balina kumala ate kuba ekiraka nga wona okuba ekiraka tube y'omupiira n'olyoka oguzaamu munda muli. Nga ekiraka ekyo baŋŋamba nti balina kantu ke baagula bakayita tissue mu luzungu naye simanyi bwe nnyinza okukatranslatinga mu Luganda, naye nga baŋŋamba nti ka tissue. Ne bangerezaako nti kalinga kapulasita buno bw'oteeka ku buwundu ng'ofunye ng'ejjinja bw'erikkuba oba ne weesala n'akagirita oba ogenda mu maduuka n'ogula n'oteekawo. Bwe baatungira bwe baakoma n'esayidi oba zaawano bwe bati engeri ngi zisobola kulaba naye nga ezijjukira ekifaananyi bwe kiri, kubanga baatunga bwe bati then ne bwe bati wano ne bazzaawo omutwe. Naye ng'ekyewuunyisa ky'otasobola kukkiriza, okimanyi nti enviiri zikula nomale n'enshevinga nga gwe bw'oshevinga bulijjo. Ekyo buli muntu kye yasinga okutya, engeri gye nalimu okulaba nti nasobola okuba nga nsiibulwa mu eyo period, buli omu n'atya. Yadde junior omulaba kati mulamu ayogera, oyinza okulowooza nti alinga ggwe bw'oli. Kale junior ono owookubiri yagenda okudda ate yadda n'enjawulo, kubanga oyinza okulaba ng'olaba mikono ebiri bw'ogenda okwetegereza guno omukono n'engeri gye guliko wano, era ogulaba nti teguli nomo nga guno, kubeera omukono oguli nomo oguli active, omubiri tegubeera bwe guti. Guno ogulaba omubiri guli relaxed, omukono ogumu ninga eyaguloozinga. Ebiseera ebyo mmotoka naye nagiyiga nga nsobola okuvuga, naye nga manyo nga gye ntera okubeera nayo, naye nga buli kimu nkyekolera. Naye kati n'okunvuga ogenda okuyingira mu mmotoka, nsooka kubagamba temumanyi nafuuka boosi, mujje muggulewo.
I've never gone back to Kyadondo rugby grounds. And before, even when just driving by, I didn't want to look there. I'll just look straight where I'm going, or turn and face shop right until we pass to that place. But nowadays I pass. Going back there, that very spot, I don't know.
Sobola genda kulaba mpira mu bbaala. Mwezi mulamba nali seebaka nga buli weneebake bati ndaba abantu abaffe Kyadondo paka kati siddangayo Kyadondo.
I've never gone back to Kyadondo ever since, and I don't think I'll go back soon.
Ekibi kyonna bwe kituukawo ekyo tekirina kujja ku mulamwa nti ate simanyi eyo baakolayo bwe bati kati sijja kugendayo. Ekyo tekikukyusa bwongo obwo, ebintu bulijjo bibaawo.
You can't 100% be in a crowded place like before and not think about anything bad happening. Now I imagine it will happen, and I'm like, what if it happens here? Like at Namboli, I'll say, what's the closest exit? Like people who try to, escape. It creates fear, but then you cannot always live your life in fear. You just pray to God and say, protect us as we go out today.
Kati zenga omuntu yaliwo kwolwo nange n'obuzibu nafuna ku mutima gwange ulempula ebibaluka mutima gwekangamu nimba ate nga awulidde kiri ekyaliwo kya bomu.
I still have a fear for crowded places, and if I go there, it's like I'm always very cautious. I'm looking at who is standing next to me, who is carrying a big bag, how is the security at the gate. It's always like if somebody calls me for a party, the first question will be like, how is the security?
Kati ngamba abantu nti kino tebakira ne bakitya oba ne kibajja ku mulamwa. Bino byogamba nti nze siriddamu kulaba mupiira. Omupiira si gwe gwankubya bbomu bwega. Ekintu ekyankubya bbomu kyali kirala nnyo. Naye nange kyesimanyi.
Ku bantu abatega bbomu twagambibwa nti bali Basomali abali Shababu. Naye engeri bbomu gyatambulamu kutwa ku Ethiopian Village ekiwa nti ndowooza baite bamanyi ku Ethiopian Village. Naye ekiro yasinga okunuma nze okulaba nti ate Bannayuganda bannaffe babayambako mu kutambuza ezo bbomu. Ekintu ekyanuma nnyo.
So the guy said, so this guy went and sat there. When we saw the match was coming to an end and there was no goal, because they were waiting for a moment like that where people were standing up and jubilating. It was not happening. So he said, who called? Either he called or that guy called him, something like that. And the other guys went off. And he said that when his went off, when the first blast went off, he knew that it was his turn, and he did not want to let his people, his brothers, down, so he had to do his part. And he detonated the second one. That's the one that hurt me. That's the one that killed so many people. How can someone be that inhuman? Because when he saw his friend had detonated his share of the bomb, he would, because he saw people dying, he saw blood, he saw people's heads flying off. Why didn't he just say, you know what, let me just leave it? I'd rather he sacrifice his life, one person, than killing all those people. But he stood there. He stood there in court saying, oh, when the other one went off, I did not want to betray my brothers and the rest of the group. So I knew it was my turn. I got the phone and dialed, and the second one went off. And that's the one that killed most people, because at this time, many people were standing up to run, because after realizing it was a bomb, they had seen some people were dead. People got up, and those people actually who made the alarm that it's a bomb, it's a bomb. So that guy, I would say, is an idiot. He saw people standing up and trying to run for their lives, and he just decided, let me finish whoever I can finish. He is a Ugandan. But it's God to judge them.
Njagala at least wajja wabeeko olunaku bantwaleyoko nabo baleete kuba kimanyi bo gye bali tebalina gye baalaga ate balamu bulungi. Nze njagala bajje babaleeteko balisi bantuukeko mu maaso bandabeko mbalabeko nyimirire ntambulemu balabe engeri gye ntambula nabo batambule. Mbabuuza ekibuuzo nti kaakati gwe ntambula gy'otambulamu bw'ondaba nga ntambula bwe nti gwe muli mu mutima owulira otya? Kwegamba balabireko ddala ekintu ekituufu, ekifaananyi ekituufu, kubanga kati bo gye bali bamanyi nti waliwo abaawona naye tebabalaba, tebamanyi mbeera gye balimu. Sibasabirangako bubi, era nga bulijjo bagamba nti osonyiwa era omala n'otuuka n'osonyiwa. Ye Katonda eyakulekawo amanyi way forward of you, amanyi lwaki yakulekawo ate amanyi nawe gy'olaga.
There's a part of me that never wants to forget any incident that happened that day, but wants me to be happy that we got out safe. And for everyone else that lost anybody on that day, I'm terribly sorry.
Mukama Katonda agumye bazadde baba bafiira abantu baabwe ne baana abafiira Mukama abawe ekiwumula eky'emirembe era nga Kyaddondo tusaasira buli muntu yafuna obuvune okuva wano ku Kyaddondo Rugby Club ne baana abaawona abaliwo bakaawonawo babe bagumu.
Someone says, "Oh, Brenda, don't feel bad, count your blessings, God loves you." I'm like, you mean God didn't love the people that died in that blast? So through counseling, she told me, no, it was not your fault. Maybe their time had come. Life is very precious, life is very good, but then life is very cheap. I can stand up and walk to that door and it's done. I've worked so hard all my life, and then it happens and boom, you're gone. It's all that hard work, everything. So sometimes I think, why bother? So he said, no. Work even harder now because you stayed alive for a reason.
I always had this thing in my mind, probably she'll go crazy because of the particle or something might happen. I just had that fear in me, and I'm thankful to God that up to now she's still the very Brenda that I know.
I resumed acting. I still do styling and makeup. I resumed going out because the kind of job I do, we do a lot of events. Now organizing Miss Uganda, you'll be invited for events.
Enkyukakyuka erina okukkirizibwa oba nnungi oba ez'eŋŋambi. Nze bwe kijja ku sayidi eyange enkyukakyuka sigaanye yabaawo, naye ng'ate eyange yajja ŋŋambi ate nga sirina kugigaana kugamba nti tolina kuntuukako kuba we nkugambye nti sobola gigaana wenziri emabega nenkoma akafaananyi ne ŋŋamba nti kaakati singa nti yajja nga walonda ekutiya ya ssente nga dollars naye wandigiganye naye si kyenji ate eyo kyenji yeeri ennungi kati nayo bwebezze ogenda nayo n'embi bwejja ogenda nayo.
Sometimes I give thanks to God for this experience because it changed so many things in my life. It changed my perspective on life. It gave me the zeal and the determination to work even harder than before. It also opened my eyes on who my real friends are.
Abantu abasinga okumbeerako baganda bange senga kuga bafaayo nnyo okulaba nti ngezaako okuwona n'abasawo emulaga ate bo be baasingira ddala okukola kubanga okudda ku muntu gw'olaba obwongo n'oba nti osobola okutereeza ekintu ekyo omuntu adde waategeere kyali nakyo si kyangu. Bakama bange be nali nkolera nanyini kampani ya Silk Events mwami Sechanzi Elvis Isaac Mulindwa banoonya ssente okulabika nti lazima ekyetaagisa kibaawo konna kenayogeranga nti kenjagala nga bamakinga sure nti bakantuusaako okumanya nti bampa support y'amaanyi nakati wenjogere though I'm 100 right now as I speak n'okugulu nako era okulaba bwe mba ntambula naye bo ekyo tekibagaana kumpa mirimu kukola bandaga nti bakyasobola kunsupporting up to the last minute. Omanyi nti neera nakyo kiba kitono mu bantu kusanga nti osobola okufuna omuntu n'omukolera n'ofuna ekizibu n'akulaga nti asobola okukuyamba mu buzibu obwo ng'okyabulimu aye n'oba nti ogezaako okuwona naye nga tonawona bulungi naye n'akulaga nti akyasobola okukumaintaininga mu kampani ye.
I got a lot of support from people who I don't even know, much as the government contributed some money, but it cannot cover everything. I just want to say thank you, and they might not know, but I prayed for them that each time they would give anything, even if it's a phone call or a text message, I would pray for God to bless them. I've had so many encouraging comments on my Facebook page.
Most people have been saying that because of the bombings, it was going to decrease the numbers of people that are watching, and we were wondering how football was going to be safe. But I can assure you this only lasted for about a week. After the morning, when football normalized, we went back and watched football.
Despite all the fact that whatever happened during the course of the World Cup finals, I haven't lost the interest of the game because I was a born player. I played the game to the highest level.
Yadde bagezaako tutiisatiisa n'ebibumu byabwe bino mbu batukuba ne ku ssaawa ya kaakati nze nkyagulaba kuba teri kiŋŋaana kulaba mupiira. Nze omupiira oyinza okunnyima emmere naye ne ŋŋenda ne ndaba omupiira.
Obulamu bwange tebukyukangako okuwagira n'emipiira egibeerawo ŋŋenda ne mpagira.
My love for football has not changed. I'm still a strong football supporter.
I love football. And I sleep football and I eat football.
Bomu teyannemesa kapiira era nimuguba ku TV ngulaba ne Uganda Cranes kumba nsobola okugenda Nambole ne nguwagira.
Nze ne bagamba nti nakati waliwo ekigenda okubeerawo nga waliwo omupiira. Wakiri njja kubagamba nti nze nja kyekweka naye ngulabye.
I remember the first time I went out to Nambole. Some people told me, "Are you mad?" I'm like, "No. Why don't you watch the game from telly?" I'm like, it's at home. It's not the same. This is Uganda Cranes, you people. I'm like, why you shouldn't go? I was like, I am going. So I had earpads to block the vuvuzela. Sound like that would spark a very bad headache. Some people looked at me like, other people were like, other people would remember like, okay. I was so nervous. I was always looking at people like that. Like someone I do not know. There's a place I usually sit, but I sat almost at the edge. My God, that thing was very traumatizing.
One thing I'm sure of, Ugandans are very passionate about football. We still go to the stadium. Personally, it has never changed because football is something you don't enjoy watching alone. So you prefer watching it in a group, watching it in places where people make a little bit of noise, and it's never changed. And that shows the passion people have. Football transcends all kinds of tragedies, boundaries you can think of. Even amidst war, people will still watch football. People in Nambole now, we still fill the stadium when the national team is playing. The bars fill up when the Premier League is on. So much as it was a very tragic incident and many people had to rethink their life, it has not changed the passion of football and it has not stopped people from going back to the stadium.
Each time I'm going for a match, especially in Nambole, people say, "But Brenda, what's wrong with you?" I cannot miss a match for anything, especially if there's Uganda Cranes is playing in Nambole and I am in the country and I am alive and well. If I'm not like bedridden, I'll go for that match, come what may.
Bombing
Locations in
Ethiopian village